Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Freedom Friday. I am Brandis Monique Rawls, also known as BMO Raw, and we are here today in the Grand Celebration Experience at the Sky Lounge, and we are talking about freedom today. My guest here today is TK Abuwi. How beautiful is she? Look at those little dimples. Founder and proprietor of On My Mat Yoga.
Yes.
And my homegirl. Introduce yourself, TK.
So you said a lot.
I did.
I am TK. I'm a Baton Rouge native, and I'm a yoga instructor. But that's just on the surface. Mm-hmm. On the inside, I am a girl's girl. I am a lover. I am a writer. I am a person who experiences a lot of anxiety. And I'm just trying to find my way through the world and through this life, and make the most of it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. All this life is all we got, yeah?
Only one.
It's only one.
That really freaks me out sometimes when I think about the fact, like, one day I'm not going to be in this body.
No.
I'm not going to experience life like this. And so on one end, it's like really dark and scary, but on the other end, it's like, oh shit, so I can do whatever I want to do.
You can do whatever you want.
And then when I come back, I'll just do it again.
Do it again. Because it's your life.
Yes.
And you get to do that. And that's why we're here today, because it's my life. It's your life. And I wrote a book about it. Mm-hmm. And I've been, since I've come back from Mexico from writing that book, I've been wanting to tell everybody about it. But in a way that's authentic for me.
Yes. Yeah.
So I like to sit around and talk with my homegirls, talk with my people about what's going on in their life and about what's going on in our life, and find the patterns, the truths. The things that are the same is the truth. Mm-hmm. So we are here today to talk about freedom, baby.
Yes.
Because you have inspired so much freedom in my life, right?
But you started that with me.
I did. Way back when we met.
Now.
What was 2017? We just
yes.
said 2017. We met at a retreat that you led.
Yeah.
Tell us about the retreat.
So my best friend Charisma, shout out to my girl.
Shout out to Charisma.
Charisma and I co-hosted a yoga retreat, a weekend experience for Black women called Let That Shit Go. And the whole purpose was to provide a space where we could let our shit go. Mm-hmm. So, yes, we did a lot of crying, but we also did a lot of laughing, a lot of loving. We did yoga, too, but ultimately it was just a time for us to only focus on ourselves in that present moment and where we wanted to go in the future. No responsibilities besides cooking breakfast and washing dishes. But it was really an investment in our self-care and in sisterhood, which is one of the principles of On My Mat. So that yoga retreat went on for a few years, but that's where we met.
That's where we met. And the first night that we got there, we had what was that retreat? What was that ritual? We were in all white, and Hasina did a session on self-love.
It was like a sacred, sensual dance session. So we all wore white, and we were in this huge circle. And we did like some intimate touch and some intimate movement. And we had the big coochie costume because it was all about the divine feminine. It was a great time.
It was a great time. And after that, we were reflecting and people were going off to bed. And we sat around and talked for a long time.
In the gazebo.
And I have a picture of you that I look at often. It comes up in my memories. And I remember that during that conversation, you told me, like, I just want to quit my job and teach yoga. And I was like, yeah, you should do that.
And then I didn't do it.
And then you didn't do it.
For 4 years.
But that's okay. You said it.
It got worse over time in those 4 years, but eventually I did quit.
You said it.
And that didn't happen until, maybe 5 years later when you and I were talking again when I came to the Sacred Selfishness retreat that you hosted.
Yeah, the art of sacred selfishness.
I was saying again, like, I want to leave my job. I can't keep doing this. Corporate America is killing me. I'm going crazy. All I want to do is teach yoga and just vibe and live off the land. And Brandon was like, so do it.
So do it.
And then, like, 3 months later, I
You
quit
quit
my
your job. And I talked to you right after that. You were like, I quit my job. I was like, yes!
Okay,
Yes!
whole time shaking in my boots,
That's
but
all right.
I did it.
That's okay.
And then I got another job, and then I quit
And then you
that
quit
one too.
again.
So, that's the space that I'm in, especially as far as creating freedom in my life. It's saying, hey, you know what? I thought that this is what I wanted. It's not resonating.
So
I really don't want to do this. So let me free myself of all this BS and go do what I really want to do.
Do what you want to do.
Absolutely.
Because the freedom, I feel, the freedom that we find in life is first mental. Happy Mental Health Awareness Month. But that freedom is mental. And our society teaches us to not be free.
Yes.
It is advantageous for society to have citizens who don't really think for themselves and don't act on their own desires.
Yes.
And I rebuke that in my life. I rebuke it in my life vehemently. And since I've started actively rebuking that in my life, I've met more people like you and Cindy and people that just do what they want to do. Yes, that is freedom.
And sometimes it's a difficult space to be in. Getting free is not easy.
No.
Everybody knows that. But being in that space where you are so used to what society has told you need to be doing, what capitalism says needs to be done, but then your heart and your soul feeling like, this is not me. This is not
right.
truly who I am or what I want to be doing. So freedom is a beautiful experience, but it comes at a very high cost.
Yeah. But it's the cost I'm willing to pay.
Yeah.
Because the cost of not being free is also high. The cost of conforming leads to... I've watched people in my life lead to disease and death. And after watching so many people not live their life and not be free and die on me, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I'm going to be free. Because at the end of this life, I'm going to be the only one there. I'm going to be the only one there. And I want to be able to say to me that I did that.
Yeah. Something I say all the time is at the end of the day it's night and I got to go to sleep.
Okay.
So all this stuff, all the things that I'm worried about that's keeping me in these shackles. Okay.
Fuck that shit.
Right?
Fuck that
okay.
shit.
I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to get my rest. And I'm going to just continue to work towards actually being free. And it's not, trying to live off the grid and not in that type of way, but in a way where my spirit feels at peace and at home. And I'm not constantly experiencing anxiety and depression and feeling like I'm losing my mind because I'm getting so lost in society's expectations or family's expectations or just anything outside of what my soul knows and what my spirit feels.
You mentioned a few moments ago, and I want to go back to that it's a scary place. It's scary to be free. And fear is a theme that comes up in my life, for sure, almost daily. And in the book, The Grand Celebration, you got your copy today. I'm so glad. In this book, I mention how fear is not real. And I was talking with somebody a few days ago about how fear is the body keeping itself alive.
Yes.
We've evolved so much, but we are not that far away from prehistoric. Like, this earth has been here billions of years. We've been here maybe 100,000.
Right.
Not long. And our body, that fear, is the same fear that we felt when maybe a dinosaur was after your ass or something, It's the same fear, but we don't have those triggers, but the body still has that design.
Yes.
So now we have to be smart enough to say, you know what? There's no dinosaur after me.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. You are not about to die. It's scary, but you ain't about to die.
Yeah.
So in the book I mentioned how fear is It's not real. It's not looking into a mirror. It's a mirage. And I'll read a little passage.
Please.
Let me share a little story with you. A tale of someone who dreams of spreading their wings and pursuing the hidden passion that they've never shared before. Fear whispers, what if you fail? What if you're not good enough? What if no one likes what you have to offer? Shaking and rattled, but undeterred, they step closer to the mirage, to their passion, to oh my Matt. And you know what happens next? The mirage evaporates, revealing their path of opportunity and self-discovery.
Absolutely.
Does this sound familiar to you? It does to me, because it is me, just as it is you. This book is even a testament to my stepping closer to the fear mirage. My current mirage is that no one wants to read my words or thoughts, that no one could ever value my words enough to buy a book written by me. And here comes fear, the master storyteller, weaving tales of doubt. Oh, but glory. Ooh, I have the power to rewrite the narrative. So let me move closer to the mirage. Getting closer to my mirage, I still see the fog of fear, but now I can see in there a small notion that if no one else reads my book, my mama's going to read my book. If no one else on this earth will value my words, my mother, who has loved me longer than I've had breath, is going to read this book and value my words simply because I'm her baby girl. And that's enough for me to keep moving closer to the mirage. And considering you're reading this book, I've gotten through at least one fear mirage. And for that, I'm grateful.
Beautiful.
Thank
That's
you.
so beautiful.
Thank you. Because fear is a motherfucker, boy. I'm telling you. When I was writing this book, I stopped a lot. Because nobody's going to read this. Nobody wants this. But I remember talking with my mom, and she would ask me, so what's going on with the book? When do I get my copy? And that's the only reason I finished. It's the only reason I finished.
Yeah.
Because I got to be bigger than the fear.
Can we talk about mamas for a moment?
Yes.
Because my mom is the same way. I don't think she's ever missed a class.
Really?
She got her, if my mat is here, she is right there. Every class, front row to my left, every single time. And that has been so reassuring because I felt the same way. Black people don't want to do yoga. Not all, but some black people don't want to do yoga. Nobody wants to be outside in the sunshine, in the grass, nobody want to be with me.
Right.
And so for a long time, I was stuck in that cycle of fear, of doubt, and was actively walking toward the mirage, but still like, oh, it's not gonna work. Doing the things and be like, oh, it's not gonna work. And seeing my mom there and having her reassure me and love me before I had breath, that was the bar. Okay,
come on, dropping gems.
It made me feel safe in following my dreams.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that we have that shared experience because mamas know.
Mamas be knowing.
Yeah,
and
my
I
mom's
will say
prayers
that
really carried me through that.
Mothers are a real big part of whether you succeed or not.
Yes.
They really are.
Yeah.
And with Mother's Day being Sunday, oh, baby, let me tell you what my mom did today.
What did she do?
Oh, God. So I have been working on actively manifesting the abundance that I want for this book, right? And I set a monetary goal. I don't usually do that, but I did. And I was like, ooh, that feels weird. I don't really do that. But today I got a text message from my mom that was a picture of a receipt. My mama, in her blessed 77-year-old self, she done took herself to the Walmart, baby. And she done sent me some money.
Aww.
Just out the blue. She said, I want to help you. I know you've got an event going on today, so here. And I was like, I speak my life. Like, fearfully set a goal for revenue for this book. And my mom was a proxy for God in that moment because he had come.
Amen.
You said what you wanted, he had come.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, mama.
Shout out to all the moms.
Shout out to all the mamas. Shout out to all the mamas.
Yes.
Because thank you, mama.
That's beautiful.
She helps you be free. She helps me be free.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say thank you, mama. Thank you, mama.
Yes, thank you, Miss Kathy.
Thank you, mama. Baby, I love your mama. Can we take a moment to say?
Sure.
Oh my God. When I tell you.
Crazy.
As F. But I love that woman so much.
Me too. You know what's so crazy? Me and my mom didn't always have this relationship.
Come on.
From
Let's
about middle school to college, it was very rough. But as I became free of who I was as a teenager, I had to change the dynamic of our relationship and say, hey, this is actually who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I love you, respect you, but this is how you should engage with me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a rough patch where we didn't talk for some time, but then she went on her own journey to healing and realizing that her children are adults, or her children are humans, whole people.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've gotten so much closer. That's my bestie. And so again, finding that freedom from an old version of myself allowed me to change the dynamic in my relationship, which has become even more free. Because if my mom on the front row, I don't care who ain't there.
Okay.
You know? So yeah, shout out to the moms. They really do help you get free most times.
Let me tell you this.
When you get to that point.
Yeah, but it's a clash.
Yeah.
But you gotta. My mom and I had that clash. Funny story. I came to Southern from Georgia, and my dad has lived here since I was 11. So spring break of my senior year, all my things for my dorm room was packed up. Like, we had made sheets because my mom is a home ec teacher, so we had made these sheets and curtains and everything was. She sent it back with me for spring break. So when she came to bring me to school, she and Miss Nita, and we drove down. We moved into the dorm, put my bags down, and my mama was like, "All right, then." I'm like, "Wait, you're not gonna help me put the things up?" She said, "No. You've been wanting to go, huh? I've been wanting for you to go. I'll see you in December."
Wow.
And she left.
Peace out.
Peace out, homie. And I was like,
okay, girl.
Okay, girl. But I understood because she and I had my senior year in high school was rough for me and my mama. At one point, my mom had her forearm in my larynx, and I thought I might die. And she was like, I will kill you. But in my teenage, do it. Stupid.
Right.
Stupid. And it took us a while to get past that. But I'm grateful for the unconditional love. And the love whose conditions can change. Because love is unconditional, but relationships are not.
Correct.
And those conditions change as life changes.
Yes.
Because I'm not the same person as I was. 18-year-old me is not the same as 23-year-old me is the same as...
The timid child that I was pretty much all my life, especially in middle school, going through puberty and just that whole thing. And then kind of finding myself in high school or like really having more of my own personality and speaking up. That was the biggest point of contention between my mother and I, because in her house it was do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
And don't talk back. And, very strict, very strict. And so I feel like I lived with this perpetual lump in my throat because I couldn't say what I felt. I couldn't say what I wanted to say. I couldn't express myself. And so when I finally dropped my nuts, I guess, to be able to speak up for myself, that was freeing to me. But to her, it felt like a challenge. It felt like disrespect. And so eventually, we worked past that. But I'm grateful.
Because it wasn't about disrespect of her. It was about freedom for you.
Right. And I'm grateful for that, that turbulence at that time, because now I won't shut up. Now I have to speak up. The lump it can't happen, right? It has to come up and come out. And I've also become more in touch with how I feel, not just what's going on in my brain. Because you don't have to believe everything you think. But if I can tap into my feelings and express that in a healthy way, then that's freeing to me as well. So, again, mamas, they be knowing, but also they be tripping, but they be knowing.
They be knowing, but they're also whole humans themselves.
Just a girl.
She's just another girl just like you. She just got a little bit more years on her.
Yes.
That's it. A little bit more years, a little different experience.
Yes.
But she's just a girl. Happy Freedom Friday.
Amen.
So we were talking earlier about maybe in Mental Health Awareness Month. Do you have anything special going on for Mental Health Awareness Month?
I do. So in my evening classes, which is every Wednesday at 7:30, we have different topics that we're discussing. So the first week of this month was just a mental health check-in and connecting with the breath, with the heart space, and seeing how you really feel. And then this past week was about balance and harmony. Because a lot of people say, I need more balance in my life. Well, that's impossible. You're not always going to be able to give everything the same amount of attention or love or whatever it is that you have to give, but you can create harmony so that all things flow together. And we did that through balancing poses. I don't know what's up for next week because I'm not looking at my agenda right now. However, it is going to touch on connectivity. So showing that the experiences we share, even though we may not discuss them, we've all, had certain experiences or felt certain things, and knowing that you are not alone in whatever it is that you're going through. That's something that I've experienced throughout my life, is just feeling like, man, nobody understands. No, I'm so alone and I don't feel supported in this moment. And it's like, well, if you spoke up, you can see that, you can connect with other people through that.
That's a challenge that we have, though. And I think about that a lot, how we feel alone but really are not, and about the barriers of like why you don't just say. It creates,
our society in general just creates a lot of separation.
Yes,
where everybody is focused on individualism instead of community, and so we're also very we lack mindfulness in our everyday interactions. So, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm good. How you doing?
But that's not true
at all.
Not true.
I can see on you are visibly not well.
But you're going to say, I'm all right.
Exactly. So because we don't take those moments to stop and really check in with each other or be mindful enough to know what is actually going on with us, because we might think that we're just annoyed. We're really overstimulated. Or we think that we are angry, but we really feel anxiety. Or, it can look different ways.
Or you might be hungry. Because I get hangry.
Is real.
Baby.
So because I think we're not connected to ourselves in that way, we can't be connected to each other. And we're so distracted or involved in so many different things and not creating that space and making a time to tap in that way. How are we supposed to know?
How do you, if I'm...
What? Say, come on.
I'm trying to see how to frame this because you're right. And also I think that we, in our individualism, we are taught that if we lean on each other too much, we have failed. And nobody wants, it's the shame of it. Yes. Shame is the devil. Yes. If there is a such thing as a devil, it is shame.
Yes.
It's shame. Because just saying what is up with you might create all kinds of reactions in the body of shame. Let me tell you, 3 weeks ago, my van, oh baby, got repossessed. I didn't tell anybody until the next day. Why? Why? I knew that shit was going to happen. It happens to everybody. It happens like in the world.
You're not the first or the last.
I'm not the first or last. None of that. And I made a conscious decision to have it happen. So why do I feel like a failure? That's bullshit.
We're expected to have and to maintain and to
But I don't
gather
even
all these
want that
material
shit.
things, and now you ain't got to worry
And
about
now I
it.
don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
And beating that shame found me some freedom, baby. Ooh. Ooh. Because I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize until after they had come and pick it up that I had been worried about it in a sense for months before when I made the decision to get rid of that van. I had been worried about it every day since then. And I did
something's
not notice.
happening. Okay.
Yeah. What's happening?
So just clicked in my brain the same thing. Worried about this transition that I'm making to relocate. Worried about a day job that I really don't want.
That you don't want.
Right? Worried about all these things, and it's like life is still moving forward. Now, if you don't want it, you don't have to receive it. But feeling that shame around, oh well, this move needs to happen in a certain way.
Yeah.
Or you need to have certain things in order before you relocate and things like that. And it's like,
Who said?
who said that?
Who told you that?
Right. I don't know.
Who
Yeah,
told
that
you
just clicked in my brain. Thank you.
And
shame.
This whole the grand celebration experience. I got 10 events I'm planning, right? I put way too much pressure on myself.
Yeah.
During the new moon, I sat around like, literally, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
Because I wasn't feeling happy about it.
Right.
I wasn't feeling like I was being able to, like I was about to celebrate with my homies.
Yeah.
Which is what I wanted.
Right.
And so I just shut down. I shut down 2 or 3 events in Houston. Just shut them down. We're not doing that no more. We're doing different events.
Right.
Because who said?
There's freedom in the right to change your mind.
Baby.
Even if you done planned the event, even if you done told everybody, you done got the venue together, got the people together.
I changed my mind.
Yeah.
I changed my mind.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't celebratory. It wasn't what I thought it was.
Right.
And I get to change my mind.
Absolutely.
Because it's my life. Nobody told me I had to do this.
No.
Nobody told me I had to do anything. I did that.
I wonder what makes it so difficult for us to, outside of society, like what is it really that makes it difficult for us on the inside to choose those things, to choose to do what you really want to do, right? Because when you're doing, what did Charisma say? Don't do what you don't want to do so that you don't have an attitude while doing it. And her example was when she goes to a restaurant and receives poor service. Like, girl, you don't want to be a waitress. Go do what you really want to do so you can stop having an attitude.
Right, because I didn't do you nothing.
And so it's like, what is it about humans in general where we know what the thing is and we want it so badly and we just won't make that change and we won't go after it?
I think it's a lot of different things. Because could be that some of the things that have hindered me per se is not wanting to disappoint someone.
True.
Wanting to uphold whatever reputation you've built. Not wanting to, not wanting to lay yourself down. But all of that, I think, comes from outside expectations.
Right.
Because if you're honest with yourself, then you should be able to be honest with everyone else. Right?
Yeah. That's a good point.
And I think it's hard to say, I don't want to do that shit no more.
It is.
I don't want to do that shit no more.
Yeah.
I just don't want to. And what if you don't have a reason? I just don't want to.
And then the question that people ask immediately after, oh, well, what you gonna do?
I don't know, but it ain't that. I don't know, but it's not that. And that's freedom. Because you don't have to know. If you know that you are always held. We got everything we need.
Come on, Pronoia.
Come on, Pronoia. We have everything we need.
Yeah.
And this world wants us to have everything we want and need. We just got to say it.
Yeah.
Oh, freedom. Say what you need. Beat your own shame. Beat your own shame.
Yes.
Come on, Pronoia. Because this universe is absolutely
conspiring on my behalf.
Always conspiring on your behalf.
It may not feel like it. Ooh.
May not.
May not. It'd be hard.
But it's always for your greatest good.
A lot of years of my life were questions. Just a bunch of question marks every day. And then some years became answers. Like, oh, this is why all of this terrible shit had to happen. Because now it makes sense. Now that I have that experience, I'm a different person. Becoming an entrepreneur. Girl, this shit is hard. I love it. I love it. But not only am I the yoga instructor, I'm the creative director. I am the program manager, program developer. Girl, I build websites. I do all kind of so many
marketing
things.
Genius.
Oh my God, okay.
You have to do it all.
I have
but
to.
You don't.
But I do.
But you don't.
Because it's just me.
Because you have everything you need.
True. But in the beginning, when it was very, very difficult for me to get out of the mindset of being an employee and learning how to work for myself was a character building experience. And it's still happening. It's still happening. But now I have a better vision of what it is I truly want. I don't need, 15 million Instagram followers and, hundreds of people in my class. I need to connect at the heart. I need to continue to create a safe space for Black women and girls to heal from trauma. I need people to come together and dig deep, through their yoga practice. And it's just been such a character building experience because what I thought I wanted in the beginning is not what I wanted. It's what I thought you should have to be an entrepreneur. You need all these things. You don't. And that's reflective of how people think about yoga. Oh, I need to be flexible. Girl, you just need a body and an open mind and to shut the fuck up. You need to get quiet so you can really enjoy and feel this practice. And so the years that are questions are now coming back because I have more questions. But ultimately, I feel like, everything is going to work out for my highest good. I'm going to get everything that I desire and deserve. But it is going to take a little bit more of that discomfort for me to really get to the level of freedom that I know is meant for me. Yes, I spent 10 plus years in the nonprofit education world, and it became my whole personality, and it really took over my life and eventually drove me to some serious mental health crises, like several. So getting out of that was so freeing because I'm like, okay, who am I really? What do I really want to do? What is it that is going to make my soul smile? And not just thinking about, oh, this is a good look. Oh, it looks good that you're doing all these big things in the community, but that's not pleasing to my soul. It was fun at first. It was like I was very passionate at first, but then when it started to become detrimental to who I am, I knew it was time to let it go.
Yeah.
I knew it was time to let it go. And so now I'm in a much better place. Still have questions, still going through shit, still experiencing life, but not with that.
Not with that particular heaviness.
That weight on my shoulders. I'm grateful for leaving that. Yeah.
You deserve that.
Thank you. You do too.
I do.
You do too.
I do.
We all do.
Man, it has been a journey. You were talking about 10 years in the nonprofit world. And I told you earlier, I just worked 20 years. Like, never not had a job, never not, just didn't know. Yeah. I had a plan.
Yeah.
And I will say that everything that I said I wanted to do in that career, I did. Everything. But then it was over. Because I said I wanted to do something different or be something different, and I could not in that environment. But I wasn't going to walk away from that environment. Oh, but Pronoia. First time ever being fired or telling or being forced to move out of a position. And I was like, wait a minute. Fuck all this shit. All of this because I didn't want to do it no way. I didn't want to do this anyway. And the rising that came out of that was everything that's bad ain't bad. Everything that's bad ain't bad.
Yes.
I went through a grieving of that career because it
Mm-hmm.
was a long time. And through that grieving, through that grief, I found these raw isms or remember, like, it's my life.
Yes.
I don't have to do that. I don't
Yes.
have to do anything. I could sit right here for the rest of my days.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it might not be the life that I want, but I could. If I wanted to, I could sit right here
Yeah.
because it's my life.
Right.
I get to decide. And I don't think I really knew that before then.
You don't know. You don't know. And being college age, 21, 22, you know, you want to go into the thing you think is going to make a difference or make you money or, you know, make your parents proud. And so maybe you follow that or what I go to school for, that's what I'm going to get into, you know? And so you go into it bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and then you get in it and you stay in it, and then you realize, like, I'm becoming somebody different.
Yeah.
I've lived so many lives. So many lives.
But are they ones that I wanted?
At the time, yes.
At the time, yes.
So it worked.
Yes.
But then as I changed, certain things had to go. And as painful as, like you said, grieving those changes, feeling the guilt, feeling the shame, the disappointment, and all those emotions that come up when you are leaving an old version of yourself behind, had to experience it. Because now I know how to better honor myself, how to maintain my boundaries, how to do things that actually feel good and are good for me. And that's the lesson that I had to learn from that. It looked great on paper. People loved it. It was fantastic. I did such great work. Whole time I'm going crazy because it's not what my soul and my spirit needed. And so that finding that freedom was extremely difficult. And it's still not, you know, super easy now. But it's so rewarding to be able to say, I have full autonomy over my life, my time, my energy.
Amen.
Doing what feels good to me.
And you deserve that.
Yeah, I'm really grateful for that, too, because a lot of people don't get the opportunity to do that. Sydney Wonderful was just saying, you know, you got to trust. Do whatever you got to do and trust that God is working it out on the other side. And that's like 95% of what it takes, I think, to be an entrepreneur. Like, yes, you need to have a plan, but you also got to know that if you are acting on, I don't want to say good intentions, but a true, deep, heartfelt intention.
I was going to say, if you are harmonious, if you have harmony in yourself and in the world.
Yes.
You
got to trust that everything is going to be okay.
Everything's going to be okay.
And sometimes that means you got to say, oh, fuck that shit to some of those other things. But overall, if you can, and I love that you said that earlier too, if you can trust that no matter what, you're going to be okay, you'll be okay. Even if a lot of stuff don't go your way, you will still be okay. As long as you can wake up the next day and try again. That's one thing that I'm a writer. I journal every night. And so I thank God for another opportunity to get it right. If I ain't get it right today, thank you for the opportunity to get it right tomorrow.
Get it right tomorrow.
As long as I wake up, I feel like I done got off to a great start. Because a lot of people don't get the opportunity, or they continue to wake up in that cycle of just being a cog in the machine, or just not living their truth, or not, you know, doing things that they really want to do.
Cog in the machine. So I'd be thinking, if we all break out of being a cog in the machine, will the machine stop?
It doesn't have a choice.
What happens when the machine stops? I don't know. I would like to see, though.
I'm ready.
I would like to see the machine stop.
Me too.
The machine. What is the machine?
Capitalism.
Capitalism.
Because capitalism
don't care nothing about you. Don't care nothing
Capitalism,
about you.
I think, is the umbrella, but all of the isms.
All of the isms.
All of the isms. Yeah. Except for raw isms. But all those other isms, when they, when you confront them head on, when you stop taking it, when you stop, you know, you get fed up, when you decide that you're no longer going to contribute in any way, it has no choice but to die away. And I think it was Malcolm X said, like, if you want to, you can't just, like, kill people, you have to kill the idea, which ultimately means that people have to go as well. And so I think that's what's going to happen. When people finally have had enough or they decide like this is not the life that we want anymore, it's going to be a lot of those kinds of
I
shifts. You
think
have to
that
get
is
rid of
happening
it. Oh, for sure.
in my travels and moving around in life. The conversations I've been having with people are so different, and I'm so grateful because I pick up different ways to be free from people.
Yes.
It's a. I think that we have hit critical mass in enlightenment, and like we on the, like it's inevitable because we can't keep going like this. People are tired. People are tired of that the same old shit and unwilling to deal with it anymore. I think that the pandemic did that for us.
The pandemic opened up. Funny story, I worked through the entire pandemic. I was one of 3 people who had to show up every day in the office, every single day through the whole pandemic. And then in June of 2021, I lost my mind. Okay. So I said all that to say during the pandemic, because everybody got pulled out of the rat race, because the machine pretty much had to slow down so much that a lot of cogs had to step out the way anyway.
Yeah.
I think they got them back into their right mind and not being so caught up in the doing or the having and more so the being. It's extremely difficult for people to sit still and be quiet. But when the world is being still and being quiet, you kind of have to.
We were forced to.
Yes.
And I was very glad.
And that was just a taste. That was just a very faint taste of what could be.
I think that little taste wetted a lot of whistles, baby.
Oh, for sure.
Even
if it kicked in a year later, I'm like, okay, I got it now.
This is it.
Yeah.
Because going back, you know how people had the great resignation after the pandemic, so everybody went back to working and they quit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah. Because people like, no, fuck this shit. This is not my life.
Absolutely.
This is not my life.
I was a part of that as well.
And I'm glad. I am so glad for the great resignation because I feel like we're going to look back on this time in 100 years and mark it as a change in society.
Oh, yeah.
Like societal thinking.
Are we entering the age of Aquarius? Or like this year we entering Aquarius?
We are in Aquarius, in the age of Aquarius. We're going to dip back to a retrograde, but we in the age of absolutely. Change.
So that's more about flow and the feminine
and it is a toppling of the structures. You know, Aquarius talks about humanity and serving the greater.
Yes.
And all that shit, Taryn, it's going away. Our structures in society are different, and the one is religious structures. They're changing, very much so, and I think that the structures or the institutions that will survive are the ones that are human-centered versus control of the masses. Yeah. Because
I love when people say the future is female. Because I feel like ultimately that's what we are leaning towards. Not to say that women will, become the new dominant and all those things, but female in that nurturing, more community-based, coming from a place of love, not being a pyramid where you have one person at the top and then it's all these, but a circle.
A circle.
It's going to be a circle. There are going to be more opportunities for people to come together and embrace and change society rather than having somebody sitting at the top saying this is how it's going to go.
And looking over their back because somebody trying to take their place.
And they will.
If you build that structure.
But it just won't be one person trying to take their place. It's going to be a community of people who are here to reestablish what the norm will be.
And redistribute power.
Absolutely.
Because power belongs to the people. It belongs to the people.
Yes.
You
my homegirl, girl. You be knowing.
I do be knowing. You be knowing too, though.
We be knowing.
What we be knowing? We be knowing about this freedom. And I do not think that it is a find it and you're done.
Oh, no.
Type of thing. Because it's going to change.
Yeah.
It's going to change. Because, again, those Houston plans, I just made them plans last month.
Mm-hmm.
Scrap them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. It's change. It's our life. And it's freeing.
Yes.
That is. I'm so glad you came here.
Me too. You know what else I wanted to say?
Tell me.
You asked me, how did I cultivate more freedom in my life? That was like the prompt for our conversation. And I think that, I went through a lot of different answers. We got to over prepare. But the one thing I would say really helped me cultivate more freedom in my life was authenticity. I stopped worrying about how it looked to other people, what other people's expectations were, how people thought I should show up in the world or what place I should be in the world, and showing up fully as myself. No bra, most times no draws, okay?
I mean,
hair nappy, smelling like weed. Right, smiling, just really showing up as myself has allowed me to cultivate more freedom, because you can't deny that. You can't deny that.
And
If somebody is
what's
not
real.
I was just about to say, if somebody is not showing up as themselves, you can feel that energy. Like, something weird going on here. But when you are genuinely you, so many doors open up for you, and you create so much space inside to be able to receive things, because you're not trying to be something that you're not. So I think that overall is how I cultivate freedom in my life, by showing up authentically as myself.
Literally not buttoning up. I know that's right. TK.
Yes.
To freedom.
Yeah, and thank you for asking that question, because right now is one of them times in my life. But knowing that it's my life, I can do whatever I want to do. Pronoia is a thing. I got these raw-isms to rely on.
Please.
I have this wonderful book
You do have a wonderful
to refer
book.
to. All things are available to me.
They are.
I just have to trust and believe and show up as myself.
Show up as yourself.
Be and more no matter raw. What, I'm going to be okay.
Be more raw, baby.
Yes.
Girl, so I did before we end, because
okay, what's up?
I went to Orlando last week and did this conference, and the conference was the Spring Into Leadership Conference. The theme was activating. My session was on activating your will. And how you basically alchemize, create your desires, manifest what you want in your life.
Yes.
So the rawism that we studied was use what you got to get what you want.
No, you didn't.
Oh, baby. Use what you got to get what you want.
Yes.
And so I had everybody write down the weirdest shit about themselves. Just the strangest things that you don't think matter. And then think about a desire you have and try to match one of those weird things. How can one of those weird things help you get what you want? Yeah.
Okay, I got some homework to do.
You do. The example I gave, ridiculous. But I got invited to that conference because I was on a podcast and they asked me about trap karaoke that I did in New Orleans, where I did Juvenile. Juvenile's my favorite rapper. So I broke down the verses. I love that he's a storyteller. And so I broke down these verses, and this lady was like, you coming to my conference.
Nice.
Yep. I'm talking about you in a room with a bitch and a hold on won't fuck.
Oh, God.
But you want me to come and talk to these people about activation, baby? I use what I got.
Right.
Because she didn't know that I've been wanting to be on a stage.
Yes.
To help people.
And you're the person to be up there. Yeah.
Use what you got to get what you want. Because you got it all. You got everything you need. No matter what it is. Because you
I'm
would
going to
know.
do that homework for real.
Do
I'm
it.
a real weird bitch. I ain't going to lie to you.
Yes.
I got some real quirky shit going on.
Yes.
But I've never thought about that. Using my weirdness.
Yes.
To get what I want.
Yes.
I love that.
Use what you got to get what you want, baby. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I hug you?
Of course.
Okay, hug me.
You ain't got to ask.
Girl.
I love you so much.
So much. I'm so grateful to know you.
Same.
I'm so grateful for all the bullshit that happened in my life before to bring it right here.
Oh, I love when you hug my neck. I love you, Brandy. Thank you so much.
I love you too. We need more hugs. We can schedule some more hugs.
You want a hug again?
I do. Like we I read somewhere that you need 8 hugs a day
Yes.
for
Homeostasis.
yes, just to be regular.
level.
I don't
Yes.
get no enough.
No, I don't either. I'm not gonna lie. I probably do get 8 hugs a day because
don't.
I'm just gonna say I really need a hug right now, and then just somebody's gonna hug me. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna
You
get
better
my
say
hug.
what you want. You better speak your
but
life.
yeah, I really do believe that's true. It is, the way we hug, we're heart to heart.
Mm-hmm.
You take a deep breath. That encourages me to take a deep breath. Relax
And then,
our shoulders.
like my shoulders
embrace.
drop, and it helps.
And we love the little homegirl sway. We got a hug and rock. It's so confident. It's like you're being held. We can hug every day. We can just meet up halfway.
I mean, I support it. You let me know. You let me know. I'm always down for a hug.
Yes, I love you.
Thank you, TK.
Thank you for having me.
We're gonna do it again.
Yes.
And I would like for you to share where to find you.
Okay. I'm on Instagram and Facebook on my mat. ONMYMAT_ right?
ONMYMAT_
Yes, on my mat. And my website is on my mat with TK.com.
On my
and
mat
so
with
all
TK.
the things are there. Yeah, and you can find me in the streets, baby. I'm from BR. I be out here, but I also be at the house.
You do be at the house.
Not too fucking much, but yeah, you know where to find me.
I do know where to find you. Thank you, TK. I love you so much.
Thank
you guys. Happy Freedom Friday.
Freedom Friday.